Embracing stillness. In the fast-paced whirlwind of modern life, we often forget the profound power of stillness. We're swept along by endless distractions, responsibilities, and expectations, rarely taking a moment to pause and breathe. Yet stillness is not just a luxury, it's a necessity for the soul. In stillness, we can hear the whispers of our inner selves, the voices that guide us toward peace, healing, and clarity. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, serene lake. The surface is smooth, reflecting the sky above like a mirror. The stillness is all-encompassing, peaceful. Now picture a stone dropping into the water. Each ripple disturbs the calm surface, spreading out in perfect circles. Our lives are like this lake. The stone represents our worries, fears, and distractions, rippling through the peace we seek. But what happens when we stop throwing stones? What happens when we allow the surface to return to its natural state of calm? In these moments of stillness, we regain a sense of clarity and peace. Many of us are taught that constant motion, productivity, and noise are the markers of a successful life. But in reality, true success comes from balance, the balance between action and stillness. In the quiet moments, we discover the depth of our thoughts, the essence of our feelings, and the connection to our higher selves. Stillness allows us to observe without judgment, to reflect on our experiences, and to understand the lessons life is teaching us. The stillness we cultivate is a refuge from the demands of the world. It's a place where we can release the need to perform, the need to prove ourselves, and simply exist in a state of peace. As the great philosopher Lao Tzu said, silence is a source of great strength. Within that silence, we uncover the strength that lies within us, the strength that comes not from doing, but from being. Stillness isn't about emptying the mind or blocking out the world. Rather, it's about creating a space within ourselves that remains untouched by the external chaos. It's about finding the calm in the storm, the quiet in the noise, the peace amidst the turbulence. And from this place of stillness, we can approach life with greater clarity, patience, and compassion. Be still and know that I am God. Psalms 46, verse 10. This powerful scripture reminds us of the divinity within stillness. It's an invitation to surrender our anxieties, to trust in the presence of a higher power, and to realize that we are never truly alone. In the stillness, we reconnect with the divine, with the universe, with our higher purpose. As you embrace stillness, let it become a daily practice, a gift you give to yourself. Start with just a few minutes each day, sitting quietly, allowing your thoughts to settle like the ripples on the lake. Over time, this stillness will become your sanctuary, a place you can return to whenever life feels overwhelming. In this sanctuary, you will find the strength, wisdom, and peace that are always within you, waiting to be rediscovered. In the stillness of the mind, I find my truest self. Let this reminder guide you in your practice of stillness. It is in these moments that we connect with our most authentic selves, free from the noise of the world and our own minds. Embrace the quiet, and in doing so, you will find the clarity and peace that your heart has been seeking. The power of the present moment. The present moment is all we truly have. It's easy to get caught up in the past, replaying old memories or regrets, or to worry about the future, anticipating events that may or may not happen. But the past is gone, and the future is yet to come. What remains is the now, this very moment. The present is where life happens, where joy is found, and where peace resides. As we move through life, we're often in a rush, moving from one task to the next, rarely pausing to notice the beauty around us. Yet every moment offers an opportunity to be fully alive, to experience the richness of existence. When we practice being fully present, we open ourselves to the fullness of life, savoring each sensation, each breath, each interaction. The philosopher Eckhart Tolle teaches, realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Make the now the primary focus of your life. This quote reminds us that our true power lies in the present. When we are fully engaged in the now, we free ourselves from the burdens of the past and the anxieties of the future. We become more aware, more alive, and more at peace. It's natural to be distracted by thoughts of what has been or what could be. Our minds are often busy places, filled with endless chatter. But by consciously bringing our attention to the present moment, we can quiet that mental noise. It doesn't mean we ignore our thoughts or pretend they don't exist. It means we acknowledge them without getting lost in them. Instead of letting our minds pull us into the past or the future, we gently bring ourselves back to the present, where life is unfolding. In the present moment, we discover a profound sense of gratitude. When we're not lost in thoughts of what we lack or what we wish was different, we can appreciate the simple beauty of life as it is. The sound of birds singing, the feeling of the sun on our skin, the joy of a shared smile. These are the gifts of the present moment. When we slow down and pay attention, we realize that life is full of the pra. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Buddha. This wisdom encourages us to let go of our attachments to what was or what will be, and instead focus on the here and now. It is only in the present that we can truly live, and it is in the present that we find the key to happiness. Being present also allows us to respond to life with greater clarity and compassion. When we're fully here, we listen more deeply, we see more clearly, and we act from a place of groundedness. Instead of reacting to life on autopilot, we can choose our responses thoughtfully with awareness. This brings more harmony into our relationships, our work, and our own inner lives. The present moment is also where healing happens. When we're fully present with our emotions, we can process them without judgment. We can feel our sadness, anger, or fear without being overwhelmed by it. We realize that emotions like thoughts are temporary, they come and go. By staying present, we allow ourselves to experience these feelings fully and then let them pass like clouds moving across the sky. Life is a succession of moments. To live each one is to succeed. Corita Kent. This quote serves as a reminder that life is not about waiting for some future event or achievement to bring us happiness. It's about fully living each moment as it comes, knowing that each one is precious in its own way. By embracing the power of the present moment, we create space for peace, joy, and gratitude to enter our lives. This practice doesn't require grand gestures or major life changes, just a simple shift in focus. Whenever you find yourself caught in thoughts of the past or future, gently bring your awareness back to the present, to your breath, to the sensations in your body, to the life happening all around you. In doing so, you will discover the deep peace that is always available to you in the now. Cultivating inner stillness. In today's fast-paced world, stillness can seem elusive. We are constantly surrounded by noise, both external and internal. Our minds race with thoughts, worries, and plans, while the world around us buzzes with activity. Yet, within each of us, there is a space of profound stillness. This inner stillness is where we can find peace, even amidst the chaos of life. Cultivating this stillness is a powerful practice, and it begins with the simple act of turning inward. Inner stillness doesn't mean the absence of thought or feeling, but rather a calm awareness that allows us to observe our thoughts and emotions without becoming entangled in them. It's about finding that quiet space within ourselves, where we can rest, recharge, and reconnect with our true nature. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. This powerful biblical verse invites us to embrace stillness as a doorway to deeper connection and understanding. In stillness, we transcend the distractions of the mind and open ourselves to the divine presence within. Finding inner stillness begins with noticing the spaces between our thoughts, the pauses in our mental activity. These pauses are brief, but they hold the key to deeper peace. In those moments of quiet, we can experience a sense of spaciousness, a freedom from the constant chatter of the mind. As we practice being aware of these pauses, we gradually expand them, allowing more stillness into our lives. But how do we cultivate this stillness in a world that is anything but still? One way is through mindfulness, being fully present in each moment without judgment. When we bring mindful awareness to our daily activities, we create moments of stillness. Whether we're washing dishes, walking in nature, or simply sitting in silence, we can practice being fully present with what is. This mindful presence allows us to tap into that inner stillness, even in the midst of activity. Within you, there is a stillness and a sanctuary to which you can retreat at any time and be yourself. Hermann Hesse. Hesse's words remind us that this inner sanctuary is always available to us. No matter what is happening in the outer world, we can return to this place of stillness where we can simply be. It is in this sanctuary that we find our true selves, free from the noise of the world. Nature is one of the greatest teachers of stillness. When we spend time in nature, we witness the quiet rhythms of life, trees growing slowly and steadily, rivers flowing without hurry, birds soaring effortlessly through the sky. In nature, everything moves in its own time, without rush or force. By spending time in natural settings, we can reconnect with this sense of flow and stillness. We learn that there is no need to rush, that everything unfolds in its own perfect time. Stillness also has a deep connection to creativity and insight. When the mind is quiet, we become more open to inspiration, more attuned to the whispers of our intuition. Many artists, writers, and thinkers have found that their most profound ideas emerge not in moments of frantic activity, but in moments of stillness and quiet reflection. When we allow ourselves to be still, we create space for new insights to arise, for creativity to flow effortlessly. The quieter you become, the more you can hear. Ram Dass. Ram Dass beautifully expresses the truth that in stillness, we become more attuned to the deeper currents of life. We begin to hear the subtle guidance of our inner wisdom, the quiet voice of intuition that is often drowned out by the noise of the mind. Stillness also helps us cultivate patience and acceptance. In our fast-paced world, we are often in a rush to achieve, to do more, to be more. But in stillness, we learn to let go of the need to control and simply allow things to unfold. This doesn't mean passivity, but rather an active trust in the natural flow of life. We learn to be patient with ourselves and with the process of life, knowing that everything happens in its own time. Stillness is not something we achieve overnight. It is a practice, something we return to again and again. Each time we sit in stillness, each time we bring mindful awareness to the present moment, we are deepening our connection to that quiet space within. Over time, this practice becomes a refuge, a place we can always return to when life feels overwhelming. In the midst of movement and chaos, keep stillness inside of you. Deepak Chopra's wisdom reminds us that inner stillness is not about escaping the world, but about finding peace within it. Even in the busiest, most chaotic moments, we can carry this stillness within us, like a calm center in the storm. The more we cultivate stillness, the more we realize that it is not something separate from us, but an integral part of who we are. It is always there, waiting for us to return to it, offering peace, clarity, and deep inner knowing, embracing wholeness and completion. As we journey deeper into the practice of meditation, we come to realize that stillness and awareness lead us to a profound sense of wholeness. This wholeness is not something we need to achieve or create. Rather, it is our natural state, always present beneath the surface of our busy minds and daily lives. In this final stage of meditation, we turn our attention to embracing this sense of completion and unity within ourselves. Wholeness means recognizing that we are complete as we are. It is about accepting all aspects of ourselves, the light and the shadow, the strengths and the weaknesses, the joys and the sorrows. Often, we spend much of our lives feeling fragmented, searching for something outside of ourselves to make us feel whole. But the truth is, nothing external can fill this sense of incompletion. Wholeness is an inner experience, a deep knowing that we are already enough, just as we are. You are whole and perfect as you are, lacking nothing. Buddha. The Buddha's teaching reminds us that our true nature is already complete. We do not need to seek wholeness outside of ourselves. It is within us, waiting to be realized. In meditation, we peel away the layers of doubt, fear, and insecurity that obscure this truth, allowing us to rest in the peaceful awareness of our wholeness. Wholeness also means embracing our interconnectedness with all of life. We are not separate from the world around us, but an integral part of it. Just as a wave is part of the ocean, we are part of the vast web of life, connected to all beings in the natural world. This sense of unity brings a deep sense of peace and belonging. We are not alone, we are part of something much greater than ourselves. We are all connected to each other biologically, to the earth, chemically to the rest of the universe, atomically. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Tyson's reflection on the interconnectedness of all things reminds us that we are not isolated individuals, but part of a greater whole. When we embrace this truth, we find a sense of peace and purpose, knowing that our actions and intentions ripple out into the world, affecting everything around us. In this state of wholeness, we also come to understand that life itself is complete. There is no need to rush or force things to happen. Everything unfolds in its own time, in its own way, and in alignment with the natural rhythms of the universe. This realization brings a deep sense of trust in the flow of life, allowing us to release our need for control and surrender to the wisdom of the present moment. Everything in the universe has a rhythm. Everything dances. Maya Angelou. Angelou's words remind us that life is a dance, a rhythm that flows through all things. When we align ourselves with this rhythm, we find ease and grace in our actions, moving in harmony with the natural flow of the universe. As we come to the end of our meditation practice, we can take a moment to reflect on the journey we have traveled. From the beginning, where we grounded ourselves in breath and awareness, to the stillness we cultivated within, and now to the realization of our inherent wholeness, we have come full circle. Meditation is not about achieving some distant goal or state of perfection. It is about returning home to ourselves, to the peaceful presence that is always within us. What you seek is seeking you. Rumi's timeless wisdom reminds us that the peace, love, and wholeness we seek are already seeking us. All we need to do is turn inward, open our hearts, and allow ourselves to receive the gifts of the present moment. In this state of wholeness, we also become more compassionate towards ourselves and others. When we recognize our own completeness, we no longer feel the need to judge or criticize. We see ourselves and others with kindness, knowing that we are all on this journey of life together, each of us doing our best to navigate the ups and downs. Compassion flows naturally from a heart that is whole. Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. Dalai Lama. The Dalai Lama's words emphasize the importance of compassion, not just for our own well-being, but for the well-being of the entire world. When we embrace our own wholeness, we open ourselves to the love and compassion that are the essence of our true nature. As we conclude this meditation, we are invited to carry this sense of wholeness with us into our daily lives. Whether we are facing challenges or joys, we can return to this inner knowing that we are complete, just as we are. In this way, meditation becomes not just a practice we do on the cushion, but a way of being in the world. It is a way of moving through life with grace, wisdom, and an open heart. Meditation is not a way of making your mind quiet. It is a way of entering into the quiet that is already there. Deepak Chopra. Chopra's insight reminds us that the peace we seek is already within us. Through meditation, we simply allow ourselves to access it, to rest in the quiet that has always been there, waiting for us to notice. As we bring this practice to a close, take a moment to reflect on the wholeness and peace you have cultivated. Know that this sense of completeness is always available to you, no matter where you are or what you are experiencing. You are whole, you are enough, and you are deeply connected to the flow of life. Thank you for joining me on this journey of meditation. As you go forward, remember that peace, stillness, and wholeness are always within your reach. No matter what life brings, you can return to this space of quiet and completeness within yourself. Carry this sense of inner peace with you, and may it guide you in all that you do. Thank you for joining me on this journey of meditation. As you go forward, remember that peace, stillness, and wholeness are always within your reach. No matter what life brings, you can return to this space of quiet and completeness within yourself. Carry this sense of inner peace with you, and may it guide you in all that you do. Remember, the more we practice, the more we become attuned to the quiet wisdom within. May this practice bring you clarity, joy, and a deep connection to your true self. Namaste.